What's good? Rikin here, and today I want to tell you about why I don't invest in stocks. For a lot of you, you might be 20, 21 years old, you might be getting your first job or have your first internship, and you've made some good money that you can save up. First and foremost, it's really great that you're not spending all your money on hookers and blow. Instead, if you're saving it, that's really helpful. There's a lot of science and math that shows you that if you save money at the age of 22, that if you save, let's say, $10,000 when you're 22 or 23, by the time you're 65, that's going to be worth 4 or 5 times as much as if you saved 50,000 when you were 50. So it's really valuable to save early on, have that compound over time. Now, what I found is a lot of my friends are coming to me, I don't know why they're trusting me to give them financial advice, and they're asking me, what should I do with my money? So I decided to kind of give you a simple overview of what I do with my money. This is not necessarily what every single person should do, but I do think this is a good starting point, or at least a good way of thinking about what you're about to buy. So a lot of my friends come to me asking me, because I'm a business guy, I've done finance, what they should buy, what stocks they should buy. And I tell them I don't buy any individual stocks. You'll see a lot of YouTube channels out there, or a lot of websites out there telling you should buy this stock or you should sell this stock, and here's why. I don't want to go into all that. The simple reason I don't buy stocks, especially individual stocks, is because I have friends in New York City who work on Wall Street, who sleep like 4 hours a night and work 16 or 18 hours a day, and their sole job is to research every single thing about a stock. So let's say you think you know a lot about Apple because you use an iPhone, you have a Mac, you're really an Apple guy. You know every single thing you need to know about Apple. I guarantee you, my friend on Wall Street is spending much more time looking into everything they can learn about Apple. They're looking into every news report, every financial report that they can put out. They're looking into every single thing they can get their hands on, whether it's legal information, whether it's illegal information, because we know there's probably some illegal stuff going on out there. They have a lot more information on whether Apple's price is going to go up or down. Now, you might think that Apple's iPhones are great and you think it's just going to go up over time. And there's a good chance it might. But there's someone out there who has done a lot more math and a lot more research. And maybe you're one of those people. Maybe you're one of those people that truly believes that you've done all your research and you're an expert on that stock. For those people, maybe it's worth it. But for the average person who has a separate day job, who isn't going to spend 18 hours a day looking at whether or not they should buy Apple stock, you're not going to outcompete the person on Wall Street. At least that's my personal philosophy on it. I think there's a lot of individuals, especially successful investors like Warren Buffett, who do believe that for the average person, it doesn't make sense to buy an individual stock. So here's what I do instead. I'm not storing all my savings under my mattress. I'm not just leaving it sitting in a bank account. What I do instead is I put it in an index fund. And an index fund is actually kind of a neat tool. All it does is it buys a small sliver of every single stock in the stock market. Either if you buy, let's say, the S&P 500, that's going to be, you're buying a small sliver of every stock in the S&P 500. That way, let's say tomorrow Apple is fined for putting lead in their phones and they go bankrupt next week. Even if Apple goes out of business, all your other stocks are going to do well. So you never know which stock is going to do well, which one's going to do worse. But we know that as a whole, if you buy a bunch of stocks, the stock market as a whole has done pretty well. And that's what I do. I think on average, the US stock market has done about 10% returns or 11% returns since the Great Depression. And you look at that, that's pretty consistent. Yes, there's going to be some up years. Yes, there's going to be some down years. But here is a simple way of passively managing it, especially for my friends who are starting out at 21 or 22, when we don't have a lot of money to save, but are afraid or don't know how to put their money into the stocks or how to save it. I would highly recommend doing that. Again, do your own research. This is what I personally do. The biggest kind of advice or the tidbit that I want to share with you all here is don't buy any individual stock. No matter how much you think you know about it, you probably don't know as much as the analysts on Wall Street. And instead of spending your time and resources looking to what stocks you should buy, what you should go ahead and do is buy an index fund. There's plenty of them out there. You can use a service like Betterment or Robinhood. Buy an ETF or an index fund. It's called Exchange Traded Fund. And again, you're buying a small sliver of a bunch of stocks. Ones you can look at are the Russell 2000, which has the 2,000 biggest stocks in the country, or the S&P 500, which is the 500 biggest companies in the U.S. Or you can look at something like the Vanguard target year. So I might want to retire in the year 2055. I don't know if I'm doing the math right there, but let's say I want to retire in 2055. I would choose the Vanguard 2055 account. Again, thanks to my friends who kind of asked me about this stuff, and hopefully this video helps. Hopefully you guys learned something new, and as always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. If you enjoyed this video and want more, please go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll go ahead and put out more of these videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.